was it? 2188? 2288. A second, Dad. It's the house where Grandpa and Grandma Care lived. Grandma and Grandpa Roberts lived. And it's alright, I can get a good shot. Mom, what do you want to say about this tree?
Tree. Grandpa Roberts had to cut a limb off the tree, so he put the ladder up on the limb and took his saw and sawed it off, and it so happened the ladder was on the limb he sawed off.
And
so he fell to the ground and got really hurt.
Okay.
Alright. And then just down the road a little bit, you stop in front of Marvin O's house. Just a little bit. Now at this point, this was Marvin O. Ashton's house, where Grandpa Care, Joseph Ashton used to come play, and there was nothing in between their house, because they were cousins, and their house. This is the Piper house that just they moved in later. And the house that I remember Grandpa Care in was that one right there, with the.
And he owned all this property where this other house is. And he always had a vegetable garden and a flower garden and tulips and everything.
Now, Dad, when you said you would look up in the window to see if Betty had a good day, which window are you talking about? That window right there.
And back there where the red thing is, they have chicken coop.
That's the same old garage that that has.
Just
It's much steeper than this. This is good for that.
So this is where you tip the bus over.
Stay warm.
It's all the Canapas who made the statue for the Angel and Okamora. Did that mosaic there, or that tableau.
So this is the Edge Hill Ward where you attended?
When I was in Bridgeport.
Now, is this where both of you went to elementary school? Who went here? All the kids went to elementary school at Garfield Elementary School, created in 1921. Now the address of Garfield Elementary is about 1500 East Westminster Avenue. Okay, my siblings will remember this house, the duplex that Mom and Dad built back in 1950 something. They left here in 59 to go to Centerville. And which one did you live in? The one on the right? And didn't it have a big backyard?
See that between the two garage doors?
Yeah. This is Grandma and Grandpa's store where they work side by side. It's now sheer cuts. The address on it is something.
15 piece.
Okay, so Grandma and Grandpa's store was on barbershops were what day? What was the address? 1516. 1518 what? South.
15th East.
15th East. This is where my mom lived from when she...
Is that one?
Yeah.
1564.
And she lived there what year?
From 4th grade to junior high school.
This is where you lived when you moved back from Afton?
This used to be Grandpa Roberts' home.
Okay.
When he was little?
Well, no. After...
This is 1564 Windsor. This is 1564 Harrison.
Windsor.
This is 1678 Roosevelt Avenue. This is where my mother lived when she was first born up till her 4 years of age. And then there they moved up to Afton, Wyoming. Little place there. Do you remember it at all, Mom? This is Uinta School, where my mother went to grade school.
They filled all these bays up.
So they didn't have the bays there. It was just a flat front.
I think they've resurfaced that whole one building.
What grades did you go to here?
Fourth,
4th or 6th grade.
because the railroad tracks down here.
So you were riding down here, and what happened?
She stuck her foot in the spokes and stopped the bike.
There's Harrison.
I flew over and lit on my face.
So she stuck her foot in the spokes. You fell over on your face,
On the road.
scraped it all up, and had to go to your first bit of school moving here. All right,
This is one I'm not sure of.
this is 1373 and 1370 something else, and it's Marvin O. Ashton lived there, and Grandpa and Grandma Care lived here, and their grandfather or their father built the homes and gave it to him as a gift, but Grandma complained it was too windy, and so they then moved up to 21st East from here.
Drive a car was to them like you learning to use your computer.
You say your dad learned here to drive here? How old was he?
I guess he was 30, 35 anyway. So he didn't.
Okay,
I think Gorby then.
1978 Windsor Street. This is 1978 Windsor Street. Go up a little bit more so I can get the glare out. A little more down. And here, the Cares lived from 1918 to 1926. And what was the story that happened to Dad when he was a little boy?
I got caught in the culvert and ran under the street.
Where?
Over there, somewhere, I don't know where.
Over there?
It used to come right through here.
You got caught in a pipe?
I fell in and
Into the stream,
went down to the culvert.
under the road.
Did you get knocked out?
I don't remember. Don't remember the
They
thing about it.
picked him up on the other side.
But as far as I know, it's just a story that never happened.
Now, is that the Snell Groves?
Oh, it's not.
Is that the one by my old dentist?
Yes.
Really? I never knew that. It's
Your
right here.
dentist's office still here. Dr. Richards? Did you go to him?
Chris was Giz.
He was up in Sugar House at that time.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
this is where I used to go to my dentist when I was a little boy. Right over there.
Dr. Gibbs.
Now to Yale Avenue, Joe.
This is 722 Yale Avenue. Mom and Dad lived here when they were first married from, well, not from first married, but when they got back from South Carolina from 47 through 51. So Greg was born here, or lived here shortly after he was born, and Chris, I believe, also lived here shortly. If they remember this property at all. 722 Yale. Grandma and Grandpa, when they got back from South Carolina, lived here in the Ritz Apartments, #1. This is right next to Felt Buhorn, and on this is South Temple and about 5th East or 4th East. Then they were kicked out of here when the landlords learned that they had another house they were building. Grandma Ashton, 421 Wall Street.
And this other one was Grandma Aunt Cora's.
Aunt Cora.
She was the polygamous wife
Of Joe...
of Edward T.
Edward...
See how they had all the granite bases that was stone that he had quarried up in the canyon for the temple. That was waste stone they brought over here to build these homes.
Wow. Alright, and then we have Wall Street.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Woo! They didn't live there when you were alive, did they?
Yeah, I used to visit Grandma at that place. In fact, I just barely remember Grandpa actually. He died when I was 4 years old.
We're gonna start on me or the house?
Yeah, we're starting on you. So where are we, Mom?
We're standing on the south side of the house. We decided to move out from 13th East to the country because we wanted a place where we could raise the children and have dogs and have a little more space. And we found, well, Harry Fletcher found this house for us. It was over 70 years old. The windows were all painted shut. There was no porch on the house. It was just a place that they were now renting out to people. And right here where our sliding doors are in the dining room, there was just one little door, and they were using that for the front door to go in and out of it. And the addition on the east side is all new.
Where was the garage?
The garage was right where the windows are there in the family room.
So right there was the garage, and so you added on everything to the east of that.
And then build a partial basement because it didn't have a basement. And then we built a tunnel that went through into the wine cellar in the back, so we could use that as a room to put our pool table, so the children could enjoy that.
Now I remember this tree house that was built by the boys.
By the boys. And each window in the house we had to replace, and we found out as we took them out, each window was a different size, and so the window had to be built specially for each window. The pioneers had just built the home as best they could out of the rock that was around here. It's called fieldstone or river rock, whatever.
Do you know when the house was originally built?
The little thing on the front, I think it was around 1883. They built it and then painted the lines on it, and this mortar is just like a sponge. The water goes right through it. And the walls are all 2 feet thick in the house.
The kids will remember many a 4th of July coming out here and standing and doing the Pledge of Allegiance.
It took us a whole summer to remodel. Here, somebody stepped in it. Look at your shoes.
Allwood and Ann Elizabeth Brown House, built in 1885. Mom had to walk through the minefield and got hit. Thanks to Tank. Can you walk me around the yard a little bit?
See our here, our stones in the garden. They were made for us for Christmas. They're David. There's Dave right there. And so this is David. And that is who? Greg, Joe. And over there is Greg.
How old were they when they died? Oh, okay.
These are the children.
I was gonna say, I missed that one somehow.
Yeah, Chrissy and Greg made them for us for Christmas. They poured cement in a pizza box, and then they put their fingerprints and footprints down, and the year of their birth.
What a great idea.
And then these are our little. They gave them to us to put in our garden. And we had to put this up here. I'd planted tulips here with bone meal in it. And we came out here a month ago and Tank had got up there and dug all the dirt out just to get to the bone meal. And he did it twice. So Joe said, okay, he'd fix it so Tank wouldn't get in there again. Tank, our dog.
Here's the almond tree.
Just in bloom. And this is April the 2nd or 1st?
Second.
Second.
What year did you add on here?
Oh. It would have been about 1980. We added this room here and put in a second bath. We lived 20 years with just one bathroom with all the children. So when they all leave, we add another bathroom. Okay. Did you get a picture, Tank? Huh? There's Tank.
Hello. Oh, cartoon dog. Hey, cartoon dog. Can we go up and see the wine cellar?
All the pioneers had some type of a wine cellar. They called this a wine cellar because they'd planted grapes over the whole hill here, and they'd pick them and bring them down here, and all the fruit. And where that window is used to be a door, and you'd go down and inside. There's a keystone roof. It's all rock, and the people, all the kids that picked fruit around here, and the grapes, they've carved their initials inside on the windowsills.
Not just our kids and our friends.
No, this would have been 50 years ago.
You get a good view of the backyard and the addition. Joe and John. The fire pit. And the tree that my brothers and sisters used to jump over would require well into a world record to jump over. Grandpa and I planted these trees when I was a teenager as a sound buffer, and they were only 3 or 4 feet tall. Now they're very large. Jensen's next door.
Kevin, did you mention we planted these pine trees?
Yeah.
They were only 2 feet tall.
Mom, what do you say I meet you around the other side of the wine cellar? I'll go up. All the kids, we used to love to climb up onto the wine cellar, and we always got in trouble because we were always knocking off the The limestone.
This is the limestone? Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, and here's the pyracantha bushes. Those of you that have never had the joy of going through the pyracantha bushes just haven't lived.
I don't think a burger would get there, do you?
No, that's why we put the pyracanthas in there.
They just keep growing. Hank knows he can't come up here.
And that's on top of the tunnel between the family room and the wine cellar.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I had a coat on. I probably wouldn't do it if I were you. Hang on, we used to have a pear tree right here. And the pear tree is gone. I remember falling out of the pear tree when I was 3 and having my hand, my wrist come down on the top of the chain link fence. Mom, I remember so vividly standing right here looking in at the window.
Why? What window?
Back in July of 1969 when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was standing right here watching in through the window.
The kids are stuck in pyracantha.
Good, it'll give them something to work
The
on.
wine cellar.
Where do we get the weather vane?
Oh, we bought it and put it up there. We always wanted one. Cupola. And we still have a TV antenna up there, which means nothing anymore.
Huh.
Could take it down because we have cable coming in.
Want to show me down on the dog pen?
Okay. Where we buried how many dogs? Was Shadow buried down there?
Yeah, Shadow's buried down there from what I understand. And Boots,
Lady.
Nick, Hilla was, we had her put away at the vet, if I remember right, and they did her.
Yes, uh-huh.
Same thing
They
with
took
Bonnie.
care of her. Same with Bonnie.
Remember we used to have where these trees are, underneath all these trees were the boysenberry bushes.
No, the apple trees.
Oh, thank you.
On that whole length there were boysenberry bushes. And the
And-
children still remember having to pick the boysenberries.
My sisters never had to pick them. Only me. Only me. They tell stories like they had
Did
to,
you
but
get through okay? Quickly.
and here's the orchard, the pasture we used to call it.
With the water source.
And let me tell you, when I left for college and on my mission, Grandpa finally decided to buy a riding lawnmower. Up to that point, it was a push lawnmower, and that was a real treat. Hours and hours spent down here kicking footballs, throwing baseballs.
We
Throwing-
have our Care Water fight here every summer.
Yep.
Every July. Now out. Out.
These houses are all new. Used to be just orchard.
This
Back
house
there.
over here is a prefab. They brought it in 3 different sections. Put it together.
Huh. That sprinkler right there. I remember running down and hitting that with my side. Oh, gee, that hurt. It's about 14.
What's left of the outhouse that was there.
Yeah. Oh boy, the memories I have with this dog pen. Every day of my life I had to feed these dogs. Okay, maybe I was helped a little bit. Grandpa uses it here to burn his stuff. We had to put in a center fence to separate Nick and Lady. And here is buried most of our dogs. One of these days somebody will till this over and find all the dog bones. It was right where that feeding box is. When I was 7 years old, I was feeding the dogs and they got into a fight and bit me. And I had to go to the doctor. And I still carry those scars on my arm.
We used to have a dog house out here. And one time, I guess when Greg would have been a baby, well, how old was he when we moved out here?
10.
Him? Maybe when he was about 11. We had him come home from someplace. He got scared and he went out and got in the doghouse. Crawled in the doghouse.
I remember those dog houses. We had two of them, a slanted flat top and a pitched roof.
Now can you see a tank? He won't come over here because he knows this is the
Burial.
no, where the line is. Where the flags are, the invisible fence.
Now, Mom, when I was about 16, I made a basket from right here.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my golly.
I was
That's
just playing
the
around.
length of the court.
I was playing around, took a basketball, threw it up with one hand, and it swished. Longest basketball shot I've ever made.
You know Coleman's over there.
Yeah,
That second house over there.
yeah.
He practices his golf and he gets out there, and we come out here and find golf balls all around. They ain't where he's hit his golf ball. Look at you. You're all covered with leaves from the part of the camp.
Yeah, there's Dad's 4-car garage, which used to be 3. It's Grandma and Grandpa's garden.
This is where we plant tomatoes in the summer.
Right here. And I see rhubarb bushes. You growing rhubarb?
So we can be like Grandpa Mullen, Gene.
And the basketball hoop. Remember the monkey bars that used to go off to the side here?
Oh, I'd forgotten about them. We built this other garage when we got our van just before we went to the Philippines. And made so we have a 4-car garage. Right now that holds the tractor, snow blower.
We used to have a gravel driveway for several years.
Oh yes.
We were always knocking the bench over.
Well, those benches came from Grandpa. No, I guess it was Zion's Bank was remodeling. And they were taking these down. See, they're special terrazzo. And so we made a picnic table and these benches out of what used to be the front of the bank.
Wow. All right, should we go?
This tree right here, Grandpa care planted when we first bought the home in 1959. Just a little tree, maple. And look how big it is now.
What did he think when you moved out here?
Thought we were crazy. We couldn't even get a loan because it was an old house we had to build on cost plus because no one could give us a loan and no one could tell us how much, and he couldn't give us a bid on what it would cost. We had to pay after they fixed it. Tank. He's gonna go in. So, I want you to know, excuse me, the house is usually a little more straight, but we've had company all weekend, which I love.
And they messed it up.
Right, they messed it. They didn't make their beds. It's the laundry area. Come over here and look out the window.
Pretty bay window.
Uh-huh. All right, here, Jay.
Where did this window for the door come from?
It came from one of the old pioneer homes. Come on. Here. Come on, Tank. Come on. Do I have to get you near to get out?
What didn't you used to have it in the powder room? The old bathroom?
No. Let's see.
Are you sure? I
Oh,
thought
I guess we did. We had it someplace
yeah.
in the house. A picnic basket. One tank. Tank, come here. Here, Tank. Here, Tank. Come here.
One of those pig ears?
Yeah, give you a picture. Come on. Dad got this from an old ship. And our lamp here we bought in Holland. And each one of our dishes up there have a special meaning. That large one in the middle we bought in Turkey, at Istanbul. Those in back were in Mexico. And then that round one over there that called Late Love we bought in Spain. Then these over here are Grandma Roberts's, well, my grandmother's plates. The one on the end we bought in Mexico. I've just collected plates wherever we've gone.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
I'll just follow you.
This is all an addition. When we bought the home, it stopped right here. And this is how wide all the walls are in the house. 2 feet wide. Do you want to see the house here before? What it used to look like? You'd have to see if you can get it without the glare. Can you get it without the glare? But when we bought it, there was no roof on it. Here or here. Just, they had really let the house go to, I want to say to pot. And every single window was painted shut. Hadn't been painted for 70 years. And they couldn't sell it.
Wow. This used to be the bathroom, right?
This was the bathroom of the house. With a little tiny tub, just this long. They were lucky to have a tub in those days.
And then Mom standing on the trap door that leads to the...
All of the waterworks. There's no basement, just crawl space.
Lots of mice.
Darn it all.
Okay.
This is a suitcase we're going to take in for Jimmy. And here, this was the kitchen, but none of these cupboards were here. There was a little tiny window right here with the, and the door went out over there, but just a little window. And those plates up there I bought are Delft plates, and I bought them 1 month at a time. Each one represents a month of the year.
To think about things to eat or fun things to do. Stretch our mind.
Oh, we can't, we just got you out.
Easy breaks.
I don't want to take in here. Okay, this is where we spend most of our time. Couch potatoes. Dad and I come in here every night, bring our dinner on a tray and sit down and have our dinner and watch television. But this used to be the garage right here. And we added that on over there. And we sandblasted this stone wall right here. It used to have plaster on it because it was inside the garage. And then put in the stove. It's a gas stove. We couldn't build one that had water in it. I mean water, listen to me.
Wood.
Then you want to go down into the
Well-
wine cellar?
Well, show me the wall here. I think that's...
Well, everything here here has some meaning to it.
Can you hit the light above it, Mom, please?
It's a little difficult to dust, but it's very meaningful. Over there are the trophies for the children and myself for golf. And your baseball trophies, where are they? Back at your house?
Mm-hmm.
And up there are a mission theme that says there is no chance, no destiny, no fate.
That was your
circumvent or hinder or control. The
firm resolve of a determined soul. That was a Philippine mission?
Yes, that was our mission theme when we were back there. And you can see our 3 wooden monkeys we brought home from the Philippines. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And all of those ears up there, people want to know why we have all those ears. And that's because when Joe was manager of KSO Radio, you listen with your ears. So they gave them to us as a memento of that time of our life. This, let's go over to this carrot history. Well, we planted this tree when we came here. It was, what kind of a tree? More or less
Pine.
a pine, and it died. And so we cut it down and we planted it in 1959. And after we cut it down, Scott and Stana went through every little ring of the tree and color-coded it and said what happened on that particular year. And we cut it down in 1986.
The year Joseph Daniel Kerr was born.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackie.
But I thought it was cute, the Kerr family history. It all related to that tree.
And then one of Dad's very famous
Human
quotes.
relations.
All of us have copies of this.
The 6 most important words. And so on down, and the least important, I. Someone wanted to see a picture of Chris, our daughter. Here's your cute family. We have various family photos for the years. This particular vase here is the actual newspapers. That was when President David O. McKay died. They took the newspaper, folded around it, and then burned it in the kiln. This is Susie and her family. And this is when Kelly was married. And that is when you were with Boots and Scotty, our St. Bernard dog. He was a sweetheart. Then of course, this we had taken of all the children.
When you were going on your mission?
I think so. On this side of the bookshelf are all religious books. On that side of the bookshelf are more or less educational books over there.
Mm-hmm. Joe, reach up on top of that and the very top shelf and get that hatchet.
Oh yes, we've got to see that. Can you reach that high, honey? Pull a chair over. That's a very special one.
It's Grandma and Grandpa Roberts. Grandma and Grandpa Kerr when they got married. And Scotty and I remember the Roman Forum. Scotty did that for me after I walked out of the Roman Forum with a piece of their marble.
Can you have Dad tell you about this? Give him some.
Yeah. Just in case we'll have Dad tell us about the axe that Grandpa Julius made as a tinsmith.
See, it's all metal. So you can see, but I have Dad tell you about that.
Okay.
These are closets.
For old time's sakes.
Oh dear.
The toy closet.
Yes.
One of my favorite
Where
places.
we hide everything.
My brothers and sisters used to hide me there.
And this one we keep a freezer.
The
And,
sewing closet.
yeah, that's what it started out as. Then we took this barn wood from an old barn off of some property we owned. And we wanted to decorate this part with the barn wood. And the poor man, the carpenter, ruined so many saws because the barn wood is old, it's like rock. So this is where we go down to join up into the wine cellar. Go ahead.
I'll follow you, please. The key rug.
Good thinking.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mom. I'll follow you.
Okay, we'll go up here. That's still looking up there. This is our pool room. This is the inside of the wine cellar. And let's see, what we have a red tabletop now. Okay. We won't take it all away, we'll just show. Okay.
I remember whenever the kids got locked out, we had to climb in through the pyrocanthus, slide the window back, and fall, 10 feet to our
Well, now, when...
with prickles still in our skin.
When we first came in here, this had a dirt floor, and we had to have cement poured down here, and the man that was doing the cement work, it started hardening too fast, and he needed help. So I just got on my hands and knees with him and helped him smooth it out. And it was kind of a wavy job when we got through, but it got it done. And our cover for our light is a radiator cover. It's all brass. We took that out of an old home in Salt Lake. Wondered how we could use this pretty brass cover.
What a creative thing.
From a radiator. Over here, I don't know whether you can see up here, we got this from, it was over a fireplace in one of the old homes. And it says, Allah counts not from life the days spent in the chase. Meaning that you have to have recreation to make your life complete. Can you see? Well, it's hard to see where the kids, I think you can see better here. They all carved their initials. The people that worked and picked the fruit and the grapes.
I do believe some of your kids carved their names in here too.
I haven't seen it, but I think it'd be fun to have them do it.
Give me any ideas.
We have this old-fashioned phone here. It worked at one time. And this is the kind of phone we used to have when I was a little girl. You'd pick up you see this? The receiver, and then you'd turn this around, and the operator would say, operator, and you'd say, I would like telephone number 325. She'd say, thank you, and she'd ring that number. And you could just talk, if you had a problem, you just called the operator, and she got the police or anybody, or the doctor, anybody you needed. And you always were on party lines, and there are 4 or 5 people on your party.
Didn't Scotty reverse engineer this so that it...
Dial tone, huh? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. I know at one point it was working.
Well, it would still work now, but it shorted out something else. So we had this all. Do you see where we had this all tiled, Kev? Right here, and up there we had that all put in and tile.
Looks very nice.
I turn the lights out.
No, we'll go ahead and keep them on. I'll turn them off as I go.
Down here is our only basement. Swing the door this way. And Grandpa bought we finally talked him into a foosball. The children are just learning that we have it. Look what's happened down here. Fix that. And this used to be where you slept, in a bunk bed there in the corner.
I think more. Yeah, I did for a little while. Scotty and Greg did.
Mm-hmm.
Greg used to put wallpaper stuff on the wallpaper, and
Once when they lost a football game when he was a senior in high school, he came down here and hit a hole through the wall with his fist. He was so mad.
I remember
So
that.
he had to drywall it himself and fix it all up. And of course we've taken everything down off of the walls around because Grandpa and I just painted this, I guess, just before Christmas. And in here is Never Never Land.
Well, show us Never Never
Oh, I
Land.
feel so sorry for anyone that's going to have to clean that. We keep thinking we're going to do that. You'll do it right after we die.
Okay.
See what Never Never Land is. Oh,
Look at that.
Isn't that
This
a
is the
mess?
storage room.
we've got to get rid of some of this stuff. I have bottles of juice over there that have been there 20 years. That would be real good wine.
Yeah, I was gonna say that ought to be good by now.
But we've got to get rid of this. Whoever gets this, when we die, they're going to have a mess.
Okay.
Now, people aren't going to get car sick, are they, with you?
No, not at all.
This is like other people's attics.
Except ours is a basement, right?
Except ours is the basement, right?
Okay.
You all ready, dear? We wanted you to take us downstairs and you weren't here.
Form of the 12 apostles has just spoken to us. As we conclude the conference, we express appreciation to the Tabernacle.
This is just here for our party. But this was basically the living room when people were renting. We got this chandelier from an old home on South Temple. And also, we've got 12 chairs like this, but we just kept 6, and I don't know why we didn't keep more than that. These chairs right here are from Joe's family. They're called prayer chairs. We have 2 of them. They used to kneel down and say their prayers. We got this in an old home on South Temple, and we had it refinished to match our break front here. We also bought this from Ketchum's. When they tear down old homes, they bring things in, and that was there. So we knocked a hole in the wall and reset this china cabinet there. And Dad and I made these screens right here. Push that back to match the wallpaper and the fabric.
Didn't somebody once drive the tractor through the window here?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't remember who it was, so
Oh, you know, he was backing up. This we got in Holland. Yes? Okay. We bought this at an antique store. Here, over here. And our fireplace we bought at Ketchum's also. The tile was for another fireplace, but we got them to fit it to this fireplace. The wall used to come along here with a door. This went into a little parlor. There were no fireplaces in the house, just holes where they had stoves. And the floors were just planks with big knot holes in them, and we had to cover those with metal. And we put our carpet down, and the planks squeaked so badly that we had to take all the carpet up and put
New floors?
well, what do you call it? Plywood.
Plywood.
Plywood underneath it. Here. And then this coat rack here in the corner we got from an old home and put on the wall. But we just found things that we thought were pretty and tried to figure out how we could use them. And the same with the light shade up in the hall. That's an old radiator cover too.
And tell me about the piano, the baby grand.
The baby grand piano was given to me. Mother and Daddy had it, and Susie carved her name in the top when she was a little girl. So I decided to refinish it myself. So it took me 3 months
Wow.
to refinish it.
And what color was it beforehand?
It was a dark mahogany. It was almost black mahogany. You couldn't see the wood in it at all.
Okay.
And in here, this is difficult to see because Jimmy and Lorna have their bed out. Our guests here, this is a hide-a-bed, and Jimmy and Lorna Kino are in a conference, but this is something we brought back from the Philippines.
What room is this, Mom?
We call it the hobby room because we didn't know what else, when we first bought the house, what else to call it, because people would come in here because we had no basement. We've had dogs in here.
I remember dog
Somebody
pens.
had their puppies.
Lady had her puppies right here where I'm standing.
Right. And luckily we've recarpeted and everything, but in back of you is the closet where we have all of our 2 furnaces and the water heater to go in the house. That door goes into the bathroom.
Okay. We used to have the player piano right against that wall there
Right. And you
that Susie has.
see Lehigh over there? That used to be in Dad's office, but somebody took the Leahona. Someday we've got to find something that'll fit in his hand that looks like a Leahona.
Okay.
And you know what? We have to leave here in about 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Are you going upstairs now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, go ahead.
I'll follow you, Mom. And you
All
can.
of the pictures. Dad gave me these pictures for Christmas in 1957. And you weren't born yet, so we had to have you painted later and added.
And who is Uncle Roscoe? How?
He had a special program on at KSL Radio with the children, but he was a good painter, so he did the paintings.
I mean, he had a television program at KSL?
Uh-huh. A radio one in those days. And this is the other radiator vent that we used.
And tell me about this picture, Mom.
That picture was given to us for a wedding present by Robert
Shepherd?
Shepherd. He has since died. And we have another of his paintings down in St. George. He's a very famous watercolor painter.
It's beautiful.
We've had people up here sleeping in all the rooms. The beds aren't made.
And the bums don't make their bed. I wonder who that was.
And this is one of the rooms. Oh, now don't come all the way in. We've just dumped clothes on the floor, well, you'll see, in the computer.
And which room did this used to be?
It started out the boys' room. We had cowboys on the wallpaper. And then after the boys left, this used to be Jackie's room when she lived with us. Can you see all of our footprints over there, Kevin, on the wall? That we took at our family reunion.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has their footprint in there.
I like it.
The curtains I bought over in Switzerland.
I remember that cowboy wallpaper. The only regret I have is that you took it down without taking a sample off.
Well, golly, it had pistols and saddles and everything on it. And the bunk beds were in here for the two boys. You weren't thought of then. And the girls lived over here in the other bedroom. And this was the only bath we had for all those years.
I don't know how you
Managed. This is our bedroom. And we're just kind of living out of suitcases today.
no one will ever forget the louvered doors. You could always hear what was going on.
I hope you'll come back again someday when all the clothes are put away and the closets are shut.
Mom, this is for family. You're not selling the place with this.
It's such a poor example. Not a good example. Don't show them all of this.
This stuff?
I've
Okay.
just hidden things there
Okay.
while we've had company.
Well, we found them.
Let's come in the bathroom.
There's Grampy and his wife.
Uh-huh. This what used to be a fireplace, a cherry wood that we took out of one of the old homes and wanted to use it for our counter in the bathroom. And whoever bought that we got in Italy. But whoever buys this home will have to replace all of this someday.
When did you stop using the shower in here?
When we got our new shower.
So-
Because every time you used this one, you had to wash the mirrors.
I got old quick, right?
Uh-huh. The reason we put mirrors in, we had tiles on there, and I'd hand painted some tiles with blue tea roses, but the plumbing leaked, and we had to take it all down to find out where it was leaking. In fact, we had a hole in the living room ceiling for 6. Yes. Okay, come on in here. Here we're storing 2 poinsettia trees that will go out in the summer, as soon as the frost goes. But this used to be the girls' bedroom.
I don't know what kind of bums are staying in here.
I don't
Like a
either.
bunch of boys.
Right. That chair over there came from the Joseph Smith home. Cute chair. This we bought in the Philippines and brought back. And this, a lady in the Philippines made this for us.
Handmade?
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Okay, dear.
All right. So, you and Dad gonna stay here till you die, or are you gonna sell it and buy a little condo somewhere?
I think we'll stay here till we die. Then you'll have to clean the storage room. We clean Mother's. And I feel bad because Joe just threw everything away. Didn't even look at it.
Well, when you die, we might just bury you down there, and
Okay.
that'll be justice.
Good idea. Okay, we'll grab the children now.
And I always remember the creeks here. You could never get past this stair without Mom and Dad knowing you were going somewhere. And if you ever rode on Dad's shoulders, you could do it until your head bumped into this right there. And the rest of us would hang from there.
Kevin, this is a picture of the way Palmyra was in the early days. You can see the 5, 6 churches all on the corner. Okay, we ready, kids?
No, we're staying here. You guys are on your own.
Oh, right. You're not going in.
No.
I keep forgetting. I'm telling you, get ready.
Let's take one look at the bathroom that we didn't get to see. That was the only place we didn't. This is the new bathroom. Relatively. In my high school years, I used to sleep there because it was warm and it was close to the shower. And there's the pass-through into the hobby room. This is always the warmest room in the house. And a fantastic shower. Oh, I love this shower. It's so comfortable. And you couldn't open the door if you were sitting on the toilet here. You always bruised your knees. Here's Mom and Dad's bedroom. Mom asked me to come up and film Dad's drawers so that everybody could see. She said, don't take a look at my stuff, it's so disorganized, but go up to Dad's drawers and look how organized everything is. Everything on top of the counter. This looks like, yeah, that's Bonnie's Old Leash. Dad's cologne. When you open it up, look how nice and neat everything is. The sweaters, neatly packed. This is a lesson for all us boys, right? And if you're to look in the drawer, look how nice and neat everything is. Nothing is helter-skelter. Even the unmentionables, the socks, and others down here. And here's Mom's side with her clothes. And here's Dad's. The only shoes that are out of whack are Mom's that are bleeding over on Dad's side. But everything is so nice and neat.